Hey guys, what's going on? Just going to take a quick look at Solana. Ticker for this is SOL, and I'm currently on the weekly time frame. I did an analysis of this chart, I think about a week ago, and in that analysis I marked out all these levels for you. So I don't really want to repeat myself. I'll just give you a very quick rundown. Okay, so key levels to draw on your chart. Basically, the first one up here, horizontal line at around $137 based on this support, and then it flipped to resistance. Next level, down here, horizontal line, about $45, which is where we are right now, and that's based on the top of these candle bodies right here. Again, this is the weekly time frame. Next level, right here, about $30 based on this support level, which held for a few months, and then when we broke below it, we came up and got rejected from it right here. Also, and I highly doubt this is going to come into play, but just in case it does, I recommend drawing this upsloping level of support. You see right here we have multiple touches on it, so if for whatever reason we do get a huge pullback, you can look to this as a potential support level. Okay, so right now we're in between this $45 resistance and this $30 level, which is now going to be a support. So this is the current range between $30 and $45. You'll also notice that I have these two ranges right here, and what I'm going to do to show you how I got those ranges, actually I forgot to mention, if you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I release these videos, click subscribe, click the bell, click on all. If you click away without doing that, you may have a hard time finding the channel again in the future, just because it's relatively new, low subscriber count, and because of that I'm not really prioritizing the search algorithm. Also, if you want an exchange to trade Solana or any of the other coins I talk about on the channel, check out the links in the pinned comment and description for some sign up bonuses. Okay, so as I was saying, I'll take a Fibonacci and I'll run it from the top down to the bottom here, and this is just going to give these levels more confluence, right? So right down here, and you'll see the level where we are right now, this $45 level. I mentioned in the last video and also in the comments that this is going to be the next level of resistance once we had broken out of this $30 range. And as you can see by this wick, the price did sell up slightly beyond, maybe about $46, $47, and then we got a big sell-off. But anyway, now that you see that I ran this fib, this is one of the most technical charts that I've seen. Like of all the coins I've been looking at, this is trading so technically, right? So this Fibonacci, as I mentioned, I just showed you the horizontal levels of support and resistance based solely on the price action. This fib lines up perfectly with that, right? So this first level, 382, it basically covers that horizontal trend line that I just mentioned that you should draw around $30. The next level, 50% retracement at the $45 level, that covers the horizontal resistance line that I mentioned that you should draw based on the top of these candle bodies here. This range right here, the golden pocket range, 618 to 65, the 65 lines up perfectly at the lows of these candle bodies right here. And of course, because the 618 is right here, I have this level as a range. And then up here, the 786 is similar. 786 comes in slightly before the top of these candle bodies here. So yeah, I have that drawn as a range. So I'll get rid of this. And now that we've come up and touched this $45 resistance for the first time since all the way back in 2022, I expected a sell-off, right? Because the first time you come to a strong level of resistance, particularly one like this that has confluence between the price action and the Fibonacci retracement, you're going to get a sell-off, and that's what happened. So let's change the time frame and let's have a look what's going on the, yeah, you see these long wicks. This is just from the selling pressure. Let's take it down to the 4-hour. And what I want to show you now, we had our sell-off to be expected, but now after the sell-off, you want to see what's going on. So you want to look for signs of strength or weakness. So you want to look for things like, bearish candle formations or bearish divergences using the oscillators down here. I have this one's called a divergence indicator, but I can also look for divergences on these stochastics, but primarily I like this. It's just basically an RSI that actually marks them for me. But kind of late marking it, so you're going to have to learn how to identify bearish and bullish divergences on your own. But right now you see that we're basically forming this bullish pennant formation, right? So we're making lower highs, but we're making higher lows, and we're approaching a convergence point right now. More often than not, these pennant formations, these triangle formations, will break to the upside, right? So this is actually a sign of strength. So the apex on this is November 9th. So 2 days we could just be in this formation still, but at that point, November 9th, it's going to have to pick a direction, and more often than not, statistically, these will break to the upside. Now, I'm not going to rush in off a break of this just because we need to clear this $45 resistance level, which does have confluence and is likely going to be pretty strong. So for me to enter a short to mid-term long position on Solana based on where we are so close to this resistance, I'm going to wait for candles to start closing above this $45 level to enter. Now, candle bodies on the 4-hour, it's a good sign. Candle bodies on the daily, it's a better sign. Candle bodies on the weekly, that's definitely I'm going to enter, and I'm going to look for the next target, which is going to be up here at this range around on the low end $69 all the way up to $77. But yeah, basically the longer the time frame, the candle body that closes above this, the more confident I'm going to be in the trade, because as you can see here, we have the wicks that came above. I would imagine that daily candles were closing above this level at the time, but by the time the weekly candle closed, sellers came in, sold off, and basically this was a rejection, right? And then you saw the follow through on that. So a weekly candle body close above this $45.42 level, that's a strong sign for continuation to the upside. I will personally be entering along. Hopefully I don't forget about this like I did with Ripple. I will personally be entering along and then placing a stop loss below this support level. First target again around $68 all the way up to $76. Now, if you disregarded the fact that we are forming a basically a bullish continuation pattern on a smaller time frame, on this weekly time frame, this is an indecision candle. It hasn't closed yet, but it's looking like it's going to be a doji if it closed where it is right now. We have this rejection wick, but yeah, basically focus on what's happening. The 4-hour is a good one to base this on. I have it drawn from the wick, so I don't get any false breakout or breakdown signals. And yeah, basically just keep an eye on this. If we do start closing a 4-hour candle above this downsloping level of resistance, you may want to take that long all the way up to the $45 level. That would be a pretty decent trade. You could place your stop loss below here. I don't know what kind of R&R that's going to get you. It might just be maybe like a 1 to 1.5, so nothing too crazy. But if you wanted to take that trade, it's high probability, right, that we're going to come up and at least retest this level of resistance. High probability if we get the breakout anyway. Even this buying right now, more often than not, this will break to the upside. But if you do have a candle close above here on a 4-hour, that's just going to increase the odds even further that you're going to come up to the upside. So, you know, if the odds are in your favor like that, and even if it's a 1 to 1.5, it might be worth taking. I might even take it. We'll see if I can, if I'm looking at the chart at the time. But yeah, zooming back out, Solana looks great. Getting resistance here again was expected. No surprise here. Now, if we do break out of this pattern here, like for example, if Bitcoin corrects, I would look all the way down here. It's possible that we come all the way back down and retest this breakout point at around $30. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's take a look at Bitcoin just quickly. I'll probably do a separate video on Bitcoin. But as you can see here, I made an update video on Bitcoin about last week, and I mentioned that we are at a level of resistance. And this is a level of resistance that does have a lot of confluence, right? So you see right here, we are getting a bit of a fight based on this upsloping level of what was once a support has now flipped to a resistance. And then we have the confluence right here at this horizontal resistance level at around $36,000. And that stems from right here, the resistance level right here, and the support right here, right? So this is the low of the candle bodies. If you're trading Bitcoin, I suggest that you draw this on your chart. But yeah, that's where we are right now. And if we look at the stochastics down here and the RSI, we're at the top starting to turn down, but I don't put too much stock in this. Basically, I only use these kind of indicators to look for divergences, because oftentimes we can be in with the so-called overbought range for a very long time, particularly in the bull market. So I personally don't sell just because, you know, we're in the so-called overbought region turning down. I just use this for divergences. But right now we are at a confluent level of resistance. Now, if Bitcoin did break down, I would probably look to this 31,500 level as the support, because this was the resistance right here and right here. So it makes sense that we would come down and retest that before moving higher. But right now we have no confirmation of a breakdown. It does look a little bit weak though, not gonna lie. Anyway, this red horizontal line that I said would likely be the support level pending a break on Bitcoin is based on the lows of these candle bodies right here. But anyway, switch it back to Solana just quickly, just to do a recap. Yeah, we're at resistance, indecision candle forming. However, we are in a bullish continuation pattern. Keep an eye on this 4-hour time frame. 4-hour candle body close above here. You may want to look to long that back up to the $45 range. Most likely, I'm not going to take that trade. However, if we start closing daily and weekly candle bodies above this resistance, this $45 resistance, particularly a weekly candle, that's when I enter to the long side, and my target off that is going to be this range right here. I would likely, this 618 retracement level, $69, I would likely get out before that, just front run it a bit. $66 would likely be my exit point, right? And then if we come up here and the price is showing signs of weakness, then I can consider entering a short with a stop loss above here. Anyway, hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, you might want to do that now if you want to get more updates from me, particularly now that we're coming into the bull market and it's going to be more exciting. And if you want to place to trade Solana, check out the links in the pinned comment and the description to get some sign-up bonuses to various exchanges. There's one of them that does not require a KYC if that's important to you, and you may need a VPN to access them, so I also put a link to a promo on a VPN as well. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a good day. Bye.